It is 2024 for wholesaling real estate. What we want to do today is give you the top 7 best lists to pull right now when it comes to 2024 for wholesaling real estate. Guys, the wholesaling real estate game has always been changing, and especially with the new year, it is changing even more rapidly. And the way that you're wholesaling real estate is going to be different than the one you did in 2023, 2022, 2021. And what we really need to do is, if you are looking to get free wholesaling real estate deals, that's right. If you're looking to get a wholesaling real estate deal without any money at all, you go to a classic wholesaling real estate guru. They're going to make you hop on a Zoom, maybe a $6,000 wholesaling course, maybe a $5,500 one, to give you the information on how to get wholesaling deals for free. Well, that's utter stupid. Okay, that's poop information. The truth is, you can actually go right now and find wholesaling real estate deals with no money at all. You can pull lists, do the marketing, do free skip tracing, and get a deal this month by wholesaling houses. It's on the YouTube channel that teaches you literally strategies that teach you how to do wholesaling real estate for free. The wholesaling gurus will charge you $7,000 for this information. Now, specifically today, if you're a beginner wholesaler, you're just starting out, and you actually want to get some wholesaling deals, like you want to get deals now, what I'm going to do is give you lists that actually work, that aren't too complicated to pull, that actually gives you success. The truth is, we've taught hundreds of thousands of wholesalers get in the game, and there's been no other person that has landed people their first deal more than us. Heck, the amount of people doing deals actively from our students from freewholesaling.com, which is our free course, it's almost as much as all the gurus combined. I would venture as far to say that, because we're the only ones that teach wholesaling for free, and all those people get in, they get a lot of money, and we get going every single day. So guys, we're excited to teach you guys how to wholesale real estate for free and how to pull these lists. These strategies aren't new. Okay, I want everyone to understand this. These are strategies that have been done for hundreds of years in wholesaling, honestly, and they just find motivating factors. And so that's what we're doing today, and that's what we're breaking down. So we're excited. I'm telling you guys, marketing in 2024 is going to be what it's all about. If you cannot find motivated sellers, be a fish out of water. You're not going to do any deals, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this game is not about finding properties for sale. It's about locating, marketing, and talking to motivated sellers. If you do anything else, you're just keeping busy. So it's super important. The two biggest frustrations I see with most wholesalers when they're not being successful, it always boils down to two things. It's, do you have enough leads? Are you taking a massive amount of action to get the leads? Are you getting your list? Are you doing driving for dollars, reverse driving for dollars? Are you doing everything you say you're doing? And then number two, it's just action. There's no way you can screw up wholesaling if you take a massive amount of action and you constantly flow your deal flow with leads. With those two things, you can keep really, really productive as opposed to busy. Busy means broke. Productive means you're actually going to make money and you're investing towards the future. So quantity and action, if you do those two things, but you got to get the right list. That's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah. And so I get all the time, these are real estate wholesaling gurus. Unless you're spending $4,000 a month in marketing, you ain't going to get any deals. You got to, you should spend thousands and thousands of dollars. Take it out of your credit card if you ain't got the money, and just buy some Facebook ads. Do some SEO. Go pay a consultant $4,000 to do PPC, right? This is what you have to. That's just how people get deals in wholesaling. If you're not willing to do it, you're just a baby, right? This is what people are throwing down. You're probably got ads. Why is somebody paying an ad when you're getting to wholesaling to tell you that you cannot get wholesaling deals for free? It's all about the money. They're all here to suck money from you, and that's the point. That's why most gurus go on live streams. They go on live streams to what? To educate or to sell? They do it to sell. Why are we on this live stream today? We're here to educate you. Okay. I will not make $1 from you pulling any of these lists today. Actually, no, that's a lie. Because when you pull these lists and you do wholesaling deals and you send me a JV deal, then I'll make 20, 15 grand, right? And hey, that's great. But your success is my success today. And heck, you don't even have to JV. Just get rich for me. That's fine for my information. I'm okay with that. But we're going to tell you lists that I have personally done starting out with no money at all. That's got me deals that you've done when you had no money at all, and stuff we're still doing on a daily basis to get wholesaling deals. But if you want to go ride the guru train, just get out of this video. If you're ready to learn wholesaling real estate for free, we're ready to go. So many people say, oh, Zach, I have no money. Oh, I can't get no wholesaling. Oh, it's easy for you. You got all this money. Guys, these are free lists. Even the richest wholesalers can't get some of these lists. And so I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get in these lists and let's break this all down. Now, before I say this list, if you are a committed person today, I will let you guys know. If you are a committed person, we are going to do a giveaway at the end of this, okay? We're going to give away 50,000 skip traces for free today.
Wow.
50,000 skip traces at the end of this live stream today to somebody, but they have to meet the criteria at the end, okay? It's going to be a secret, but I'm going to give away 50,000 skip traces for free right now at the end of this, but I'm going to give you the rules, okay? Now we're doing another giveaway at the end of this too, because I'm just sick of these wholesaling gurus. And so let's kind of break it down. Let's get into it. And so if you can make a commitment to yourself to pull these lists, you'll do well. Here's the truth. And this is why I'm giving you guys a second. Okay. All right. When I say before this live stream, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull these lists. I'm going to pull all of them. Right. And then I see the first one. It's like, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that. We're changing your mind. Well, you know, I heard they have connotations on these lists in their head. It's insane. Yeah. But really, what you got to do is just make a commitment before I say these lists that you're going to pull these lists. Let's break it. Let's do the first one. It's really going to punch people in the face here. What's my top 7 free list right now? Number 7 is fire damage properties. Now, oh no, I don't want to deal with that. Right? That's the first thing you get. We legit. What was it? Last month we had Joel on the podcast. He learned how to wholesale from us, from this channel, everything like that. He's making $1 million plus wholesaling real estate, and he's only doing fire damage properties.
It's a great niche.
You know why? You know why he makes millions of dollars doing this virtually?
Nobody else wants to.
Because everyone's just a scared little baby. Oh, it's on fire. Oh, that's what they do. Oh my God, it's too scary of a list. Can I just pull the high equity list? That's easy. Right? Let me do a FSBO. That's what y'all do. It's ridiculous. Guys, the house goes on fire. You can make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on these deals. Easily. Not even a question. But you guys are like, it's a little bit of work to pull the fire damage property list. It's a little bit of work. Yeah, it's a little bit of work. But guess what? Because it's a lot of work, it gets you a lot of results. And so let's kind of talk about the fire damage property list for a second. It's as simple as we can make it. It's a list of properties that the fire department got a call on, and they put out the fire or they investigated or whatever it was. It's basically a list of houses that have damage from fires. Simple as that. And guess what happens when a property goes on fire? That requires repair costs. And that means the house turns a little ugly. And what's the point of wholesaling real estate? We find these ugly houses and we make a ton of money on them. Fire damage properties are insanely amazing opportunities.
I mean,
thoughts on fire damage?
Not a lot of people talk about it. Actually, this niche has been around a long time, long before I ever started in the early 2000s. And like, don't be scared of it. You're not living in these properties. Like, most people freak out when they hear a fire. Most fires are pretty minor. They're usually a kitchen or a bathroom. And everyone's like, oh, how do I do the repair cost? 9 times out of 10, the repair costs are already done for you through insurance estimators, and the homeowner is usually willing to share that information for you. So it takes a little bit longer to find that type of buyer because it's a little bit different type of niche cash buyer. But honestly, the bigger the problem you solve, the more money you're going to make. Don't avoid fire damage properties because they are an obvious problem. People can't live into them. And if they're ever going to turn them over, that's the time to do it. And that's the time people are going to take a discount on a property.
That's it. And so how do you find a fire damage property? Pretty simple. You find fire damage properties by calling the fire department. Hey, Mr. Fire Department lady, or whoever you're talking to, the records department in the fire department, can I get a list of all the houses that went on fire for the past 30 days? This what happened. No, I don't want to give you that list. And I think it's private. I don't want to give it to you. Oh, okay. Let me go on wholesaling analysis. Let me go to the Facebook group. Okay, let me look this up. Oh, it's so hard getting these lists. And then they press search. All right, that's what they did. And then they complain. No, is this what I taught you to do? Do you watch it? Are you a quitter? No, you're not a quitter if you're watching this, right? You say no. Okay, can I speak to your manager? This is private. I'm a private tax-paying citizen, and because I pay my taxes, this is public information. Is this the JFK files? Is this like secret CIA, FBI information? No. This is Sally Sue at my local government clerk. This isn't private intel that the Russians can't get. Okay, like it's the house went on fire.
Yeah.
I literally pay that lady's salary with my property taxes. Don't even get me started on how much money I've spent on property taxes this year. Okay, I paid for a lot of fireman's salary with all my rentals. Get upset thinking about it, but I pay a lot of money in taxes. Heck, you might not even own properties. You pay that stupid extra 6-7% sales tax. You're paying for your local county, right? You're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And so just FYI, you're watching this video right now. You have a right to this information. And when someone says no, it's because the government official there, they think in their mind that it's right, that I just don't give it to you. That's what they think. It's just, no, I don't want to give it to you. You work for the government, hun. You chose the cushy government job that's very safe and secure. But here's the part: you work for the government, and the government, there's literally laws that I can get transparent information of the records you keep. But Sally just got hired 4 months ago. She went to a special, how can I say? She went to a special college where she learned psychology. And, she was living in fairy tale land, and now she works for a government because it's an easy job, and she doesn't know how the real world works. That's okay. We talked to the manager who actually knows the stuff and's been probably asked this before. And then they were like, oh, Sally, sorry, you have to give them. But I don't want to. Well, legally, we have to. Remember, they passed laws, open fairness, FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. We have to give it. But that's not fair. It's how these new employees are. It's not fair. Well, it's the law, and they have to give it to them. Or guess what? I can technically sue them for a violation of my constitutional rights. And no department wants to do that, because if I do that, then the manager gets fired for not supporting the Constitution or in the laws. And then boom, then government officials are so scared of getting fired. It works for you. And so the reason why I'm kind of going on a rant here is because so many wholesalers, they get one no, and they start they freak out. Say, okay, I can't do it. Talk about it. To beat resistance.
Yeah. So here's a couple rules. So number one, it's not a permission slip for you to yell at or like berate people. And you got to use the same skill sets we teach you at freewholesaling.com to build rapport with your sellers. Here's the good news. You just take that same skill set and you use it with government employees. Now, most of these people that fit in your communities, honestly, a lot of these people you're going to know anyways. And honestly, they're just doing their job. Some of them do take it a little bit personally. But number one, kill them with kindness, especially the fire department, especially if you're going to go in person and ask the fire chief or a firefighter, the last people you ever want to yell at. So you get more flies with honey. Just remember that. Number two, studies show that if you can overcome at least 2 objections, you can get pretty much anything you want in life. The reality is most people on planet Earth, when you're told no, you just all go back in your little corner and do what you like to do. So that's why people go, no, I'm not going to give you the list. You usually mean that's a no. It just means you didn't ask the question the right way, or you did not massage your government employee the right way. Use their pictures. They got a picture of a dog. They got kids. Honestly, you guys know this is technically public information. Your biggest fight is you're trying to get through privacy policies. So don't give up. You're going to get resistance on these lists. Hands down. I'm sorry. That's how it's going to go. To overcome resistance, you beat it with persistence. It doesn't say a baseball bat. You've got to learn to go back and talk to people. If people just tell you no, and you're in any type of sales position or anything, you just walk away, then honestly, just go back to a regular job. A wholesaler, you're going to have to think way outside the box. Remember, what you lack in resources, you make up in resourcefulness. You have to connect with these people. Now, if you ask for 6 lists and you get 3, you're halfway there. And then just start picking away at the other ones. But so many people go, well, I'm entitled. They didn't give me the list. You're going to have to work for it. As we say, this list is free, but dang, you're going to earn it. And most wholesalers just give up. If you can learn to play with people when they give you a negative response or an objection, that's how you learn to negotiate. So this is a great place to start out to learn. How do you learn? You have to practice. When someone says no, how are you going to counter it? If you just sit there with your mouth open, you probably should just walk away. You just have to practice. It's really simple. Engage in a conversation, bring their personal effects and family, friends, dogs, and eventually, if you're persistent and kind, they eventually will give you what you want. But if you're one of those people that she said no and you walk away, your life's going to suck. I'm sorry, just straight up. So overcome resistance with persistence. It doesn't mean take a billy club and pound them to death. Just work them just like you would a motivated seller, engage a conversation. And remember, you're just trying to navigate around the privacy policy. We all know this public information. You all pay for the fire department right out of your taxes, the schools. They don't own that stuff. They govern it for the people, and you technically have a right to that information, how you access it. That is the game you have to learn. And if you can master that, you are going to get the most motivated list to find what? Your motivated sellers.
Exactly. So guys, fire damage properties. They are an amazing list to be doing. I highly recommend everyone watching this go after those lists. They're great sellers at freewholesaling.com, our free wholesaling course. Teach you how to do it absolutely for free. Now, number 6 here is not a secret one, but is going to be a top one. Pre-foreclosures. Guys, come on. This is a list that it's a little harder to get to these sellers. I will not lie to you. But if you can get out of these, deal with these sellers, there's a little more saturation with this list, but there is a ton of motivation. Pre-foreclosures is basically a list of people not paying their mortgage. They're behind about 2 or 3 months, most likely. It depends on the, it just depends where in the pre-foreclosure they're at on the situation, right? Did they miss 1 payment, 2 payments, 3 payments? And then they get in trouble, and then they get basically to the point where they got to sell the house. There's an auction date set, sometimes before the auction date, right? We have it all at freewholesaling.com, the entire process, but you're dealing with people that are just not paying the mortgage, and they're going to lose their house. In some cases, they're going to destroy the credit, or it's already destroyed. They're going to have a permanent foreclosure on their record, which is going to hurt them very badly. It's going to be even harder for them to rent out property. It's going to be very difficult. And you want to help these people out. And the cool part is they need to sell the property. They don't want to sell, they need to sell. Now, a lot of these people, they're ostriches. They put their head in the sand. They don't want to deal with you. But if you market enough with these people, you can make a ton of money. You get a lot of great wholesaling deals. And what we're going to do really right now is just show you how to pull this pre-foreclosure list. And so how to pull a pre-foreclosure list, you can either go to the public records, go to the list pendant section, and then go from there, look at banks or financial institutions putting a list pendants on property owners for amounts. There should be properties attached to it, and basically showing the person's not performing on the mortgage and they're trying to take the property back. That's pretty much pre-foreclosures 101. They're an amazing list to pull. You can pull them from public records all day, every day. It's a great list. And you could talk to these sellers. They're a little more difficult. I don't know how to explain that the right way, but most wholesalers, they do pull them, but they don't pull them the right way, right?
Yeah. So this is a public list. So since it's a lawsuit, you should have zero resistance because it has to be very public. Now, a couple of things. There is a lot of drama with these, and understand most of these people have put their head in the sand and they're master procrastinators. Here's the challenge, especially as a new wholesaler. If you can catch them early, you can be the hero. The sooner you catch them, usually the more options you can supply to your seller and yourself. And it makes a much smoother transaction. It's a lot less stressful. Here's the problem. They're procrastinators. If you can catch them in that first 90 to 120 days, you have plenty of time to get the deal done. And actually, you look like a superhero. When they call you in the last week or last 2 weeks, and it's already up for auction and stuff, it's extremely risky. It usually requires a legal maneuver. And number one, that's going to require someone to write a check, which the sellers typically aren't. And number two, as a newbie, the last thing I want you to do is writing a check to an attorney, because most of you don't have the skill set to take that down. It does take some extreme maneuvers, because keep in mind, they've ignored the entire process for 6 to 9 months, and then they want to bail it out the day of the closing. Now, there are techniques to do it, but the thing is, if you catch them early, you'll do a lot better. If they call you at the very end, it's extremely tough for a newbie because you don't understand it. You got to get some legal advice, and you got to find a lawyer that's willing to execute it for you. And for those reasons, just try to catch them with it early, because they're all going to say, no, I got it all covered. Don't worry about it. And that's the toughest part about this. So you got to find a way to work your pitch to let them know that I can give you options, I can give you dignity, and I can give you the best outcome if we deal with this now. If you wait 6 months, I might not even be able to help you. And you have to stress with each one of them. So help the ones that want to help out. Unfortunately, the ones that procrastinate, there's not a lot you can do up front.
I agree. And so pre-foreclosures, market to them. A lot of people get confused. Oh, it's the legal. It's confused. I should be honest with you. For anyone watching this, just lock up the deal, bring it to the title company, and let the title company sort out the hairy mess. That's what they get paid to do, right? A lot of people like want to be the experts, and you should understand pre-foreclosures to explain to the seller. But for any complicated questions, well, that's usually where the title company will handle that with the bank, and they'll deal with all this.
And let me give you one reminder. Anybody that's in a pre-foreclosure situation, you need their cooperation all the way to the closing table. You cannot force them to do anything. And and if you try like legal maneuvers and recording affidavits, you can actually get in trouble because people in a distressed situation, they have additional rights.
They do.
And you need to understand how to operate and navigate in your state. I'm just telling you, make sure it is a good sense transaction for you and the seller, because trying any manipulation in this is going to blow up on you massively. You got to help people out. If you're not going to go in and helping them out, please stay out of this area.
Exactly. So pre-foreclosures, pull from the list pending section. You can do it literally for free with the clerk of the court. You can go to the dockets if you have to do it, which we teach in freewholesaling.com. It's literally all free how to do it. Now, number 5 is an interesting one. This is one I haven't talked about too much last year, but it is something that's growing more and more. Even I see people in the comment section here are doing this, right? If you can reach out to people in your market that are brand new, you can do wholesaling deals with them, and you can make a ton of money doing this. Like if somebody has a deal and they can't sell it and you have some good buyers, you can get half of a $30,000 assignment fee from just connecting your buyer with their wholesaler, right? With the wholesaler and the seller, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And imagine this, you do one a month, 15 grand a month for a year straight. That's
I started with this technique, guys. It works. I focused on motivated sellers. Other people focused on a good cash buyers list. I knew eventually I could control both sides, but I didn't get
180 grand a year.
Yeah. So here's the thing to watch in JVs. A good JV is like a 50-50 split, and one gets the great deal with the motivated seller and one gets a very good cash buyer. What I don't like is when wholesalers are like, oh, I'll give you 10% and you find a buyer for it. Guys, 10% is not wholesaling. That's like realtor fee stuff. So make sure the agreement you're in. Now, if it was 60-40 and the other person was funding it, I get it. But if one's bringing a buyer, one's got the seller locked up, the best way to do this is a 50-50. And if the deal works out, great. You can do another one. If you felt it was difficult, don't do business with that wholesaler again. That's why I like it. It's a great way. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to learn other wholesalers' skill sets. If someone's really good at dispositions, go, listen, I'll partner up with you, but you got to show me how you do it. And if you can get that agreement, you can get an education, you can get a nice assignment check, and you have a potential partner down the road with them.
JVing, it's the best. We make a ton of money doing it.
Speed is what you get in convenience with JVing, because sometimes I spend so much energy finding motivated sellers. Like I didn't figure out dispositions probably for about a year and a half. So, and then sometimes people are I'm really good with cash buyers and I suck at dealing with motivated sellers. That's probably why you're watching this live stream right now.
Yeah, I've talked about this forever too. Like when we started making YouTube videos just to teach wholesaling for free, because Rick taught me for free, I was like, let me teach the people for free. And that was pretty cool. People's like, hey, Zach, I got this deal under contract, Port St. Lucie. I'm like, what do you mean? You live in Washington State? Yeah, I just virtually did it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is a really good deal. You can't, I have no idea how to find buyers there. I'm like, okay, well, my seller's sister or whatever, the seller's sister had a deal here. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay. And then what do we make? We made 50 grand. We split it. And I was like,
I will tell you this.
I can make 25 grand just bringing a buyer.
Yeah.
And this is on YouTube. I'm like, I got to figure this out, because 25 grand, most gurus have to charge someone 5 grand a piece for 5 students. And they got to pay, dare I say, 25% because they have acquisition staff for the coaching programs. Why would I even sell coaching when I just like that? Just do like, let's make 25 grand. And then that person has to be on a Zoom with them every week and one-on-one. And I could just do one JV deal, 25 grand. Easy as that.
Now, guys, make sure you protect yourself on JV. There's basically, there's 3 ways to protect yourself, but the easiest way is to make sure you have a JV agreement. And honestly, if you're having discrepancies up front, just don't do it with them. I'm just telling you, because that's going to be their best foot forward. Number two, if you have the buyer and they have the seller, you basically, if you're having problems getting the JV agreement signed, make sure you control the assignment contract. You fill it out and make sure you get paid on there. And remember, that goes to the title company once it's executed. That basically overtakes that original contract. The third part is if you can go to your title company, but odds are you're probably working with the other person's title company. If they brought the seller in, just make sure you reach out to that title company and let them know, hey, I'm part of the transaction. Here's my assignment of contract. Here's my JV contract. And that way you're protected. But guys, if you have any resistance up front or like there's a problem, they're like, oh, I'll give you 10%. And I'm like, I go, wait a minute, I found the deal. Just go find somebody else or take it down yourself. You're fine. That means someone just wants to take advantage of you. And the sooner you get that person out of your life, the better off you're going to be.
But here's the cool part too. Like, you don't need to have a YouTube channel with all these subscribers like us to get people sending us deals.
No.
You can go in the comment section right now. I've told this forever. If you want to make $100 grand this year in your market, go on every live stream I do, comment, my name is this. I've done these many deals. I have a ton of buyers. I'm in this market. Here's my Instagram. Here's my email. Whatever. I will tell you, keep posting it. Make 4 or 5 of those comments every day. It does well. For example, got Andrew here. Shout out to Andrew. I know for a fact Andrew does deals, right? We know Andrew there in Jacksonville, right?
He takes a lot of action.
We are doing deals every month locally in Jacksonville. I can vouch for Andrew because I've seen him doing deals.
Yeah, we met him.
So guess what? Andrew, you can search him up on Facebook. You can probably find him, DM him. Oh, I got a deal in Jacksonville. Boom, do it from there.
And he'll get it sold for you.
And guess what? I mean, that means you guys go on more live streams, do that. But like, you can JV with him just like that. Easy, simple, not even complicated, right? And we got Luca here, right? Boom, Luca, he's Dallas and Columbus, Georgia. He went on the podcast. Just telling you guys, like, you guys can make a ton of money doing this, right? You don't need to even have a YouTube, or you should have a YouTube so you can subscribe to this channel, but then you can comment and let people know who you are. It's better if you have a face, kind of like Luca here, right? Have a face and a name, someone I can search up.
And a smile helps too.
A smile does help. And so just like, that's what you got to do. And if you start doing stuff like that, you can start getting wholesaling deals. If I got a deal in Jacksonville, I can just look at someone like that, be like, oh, okay, look them up, boom. Easy as that, right? That's how you get a ton of deals. Now, let's talk about number 4 here. This is one that is kind of bigger, but people don't do. Liens.
Yeah.
Guys, liens there are so many liens. And every month there's new ones coming in. And this one's kind of more of a longer play. I would probably go out here and tell you, but it's a motivating factor. And that's all it is. And so if you go to freewholesaling.com or free wholesaling course, you're going to see a ton of liens, teaching how to do liens. And there's tax liens, right? There's IRS liens, people not paying their federal taxes. There are state income liens. There's mechanic liens, which we don't like. There's HOA liens. There's a lien for anything. There is a utility lien for the water shutoff list. Some people can't have the water shutoff list. You can go to utility liens. They slap a lien on the property there, right? And it just basically, with the definition of a lien from a stupid 24-year-old's perspective, it's basically a judgment on a property. If you can give me a sentence to do it, it's basically a judgment on a property. And that's one thing you got to understand. And so if I don't pay my HOA, the HOA's lawyer is going to get a judgment. So when they sell the house, they get part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say if you can go after any liens, it's probably utility liens. I really like going after the HOA. HOA liens are decent. Right? They're not the worst in the world, but HOA liens are not bad. Tax liens are amazing too. There's just so many liens out here in wholesaling real estate to be going after. And it's as simple as going to the clerk of the court, searching all the liens, doing the closest one and going from there. One thing you will find though, if you find a lien from a bank and it's less than 30 grand, it's probably a credit card debt lien list, which is basically a person who is paying their credit card. And let's say they stop paying their credit card bills, they're going to need a lien on their property. It's crazy, but it happens all the stinking time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of automatically done. And so you probably don't even know this, but you can get a list of people not paying their credit cards that own a lot of equity in property, and you can just reach out to them. A lot of people don't even know that. No guru is going to tell you that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The reason why we found this information is we do a lot of direct mail. And when we do deals, it's like, oh, we just got it from doing direct mail. We basically blanket any high equity, right? And when I look up these big, like $40,000 deals, I'm like, okay, let me look up this lady. And she had IRS liens. She had credit card liens. She had a little
Mhm.
HOA lien, right? Like, I should just gone after the liens. I didn't have to pay, tens of thousands of dollars every month in mailing. I could have just pulled the lien list for free. And it works really well.
Yeah.
Liens are great.
Yeah. And guys, we're talking about HOA liens, more of an advanced strategy, but just to let you know, an HOA lien has ridiculous rights. Honestly, it is right behind the property taxes and the mortgage as far as the importance on them. So actually, at one point, I used to go around and buy HOA liens. At that time, you'd find big property management companies have them give you a list, and you could buy them, and you could actually force a foreclosure. Now, keep in mind, even if you buy a lien, that really it's not wholesaling. So I always look wherever there's a lien, there's a problem. That's where the smoke is. So why buy the lien when you can just reach out to the homeowner and work out and then get the property sold and get that lien satisfied? And a lot of times you can get it negotiated, very rarely on an HOA. But why we like liens is I don't want you to buy the lien. I am not like a note type of guy. That's a whole different separate business than wholesaling. But once you know where the lien is, that is your cue to talk that there's a potential problem with the seller. And your job is to solve problems. The more problems you solve, the more money you can make. But would you rather point to liens or just randomly drive down a block and go, okay, I'm going to call these 30 people? I'd rather call 30 people with liens recorded against their house. I like utility liens. HOA liens, they don't go away. And they have a lot of power. They have a lot of rights. And when you find those, they're very powerful. You just got to figure out how they're coded in the system. So, because they wait till they usually get around like 10 grand, and then it's a real problem for them. Because if they can't pay the 10 grand and it piles up every month. So keep an eye out for them and just start in and how you find it is you'll eventually find a property that you're going to buy and put under contract. You find these type of liens. I go, man, that property worked out well. Identify those liens and then just try to go out and find lists just like that.
I love liens. The only ones I'd avoid are mechanics liens.
They're trash.
They're trash. That's the best way to explain
Most
it.
people who record a mechanics lien, number one, they don't know what they're doing. And number two, they usually don't have the right to. So just so you know, in most states, like in Florida, a mechanics lien expires in 12 months. So like you got to keep redoing it. It's a lot of work because it's not court approved. It just stick. And by the way, when they're wrong on the mechanics lien, if there's a discrepancy, then it has to go to usually a small claims court, depending on the size of it. So most people that do a mechanics lien are going to be landscapers, painters, and like subcontractors. That's why they do it, because they don't want a confrontation. They just want to screw up your title. And 9 times out of 10, they're easily fixable.
Exactly.
Easily.
Liens are great. You got to pull them. Most people don't know how to pull them. Go to the court. You can go on the website, or you actually have to go in person or call. How do I get a list of all the active liens going on right now, or the court action for liens? A lot of y'all will it won't instantly pop on the internet and you just guys give up. And for the people, heck, I love the one-on-ones because I can't pull the liens list. I promise you, some of y'all have watched so much of my stuff, it's like disgustingly easy. You guys will know. What do you think I'm going to say? Did you call? No.
Yeah.
Call. Right? It's so fun. I can't get the fire damage property list. I emailed once. Did you call? Call? Yeah. Guys, usually the answer is just calling and being nice.
So the worst thing you can say on this show is when you say, I've tried everything. First of all, the word tried already implies you touched a few things and you didn't get a good result and you quit. So when you say everything, number one, I know you're lying. And number two, you're just telling yourself a lie. And if that's the position you want to take there, you're probably not going to do well in wholesaling. It's just the truth.
I said, how many arrest records did you pull in if you did everything? Well, I didn't do that one. Well, you just lied to me. Well, I didn't lie to you. You just lied to me. You said you tried everything.
Once you say tried, it's like a but, right? I'm going to try wholesale.
The other one is, I went through your entire course and I can't find any deals. You went through the whole course, huh?
We can tell what percentage of the course you actually went through.
How many arrest records did you get? Oh, I skipped that part. Oh, wow. So you didn't go through the whole. Well, I'm like, guys, there's 5 seasons in Breaking Bad. I use this example. If you skip season 2, 3, and 4, and you only watch season 1 and 5, it's going to be very confusing, right?
Yeah.
It'll be very confusing for you. So y'all will binge watch the entire thing, not miss one episode. But when it comes to freewholesaling.com, you'll choose and pick what you want to watch. It's ridiculous, guys. Liens. Hold them. Number 3 here. This is kind of a newer one, but these are digital bandit signs and bandit comments. It's always a tongue twister. Bandit comments. But it's an amazing one. And so digital bandit signs are exactly what you think they are. They're bandit signs that you can put digitally on the internet. Pretty cool, right? And basically, the fan, I could kind of I could spin a name on it and tell you it's called the give me an animal. Give me an animal.
Zebra.
The zebra method. Oh, give me $5,000, right? Yeah. I got to attach an animal or attach a fancy word and then say the method after that. And then I can sell you a big course on it, right? I'm just calling digital bandit signs because that's what they really are. You can basically go out here in Facebook groups and Craigslist and post bandit signs or posts in there. You know how you post a bandit sign? It's like posting a comment, right? Posting a post on these things. And you can use AI, ChatGPT, Bard AI to basically create the ad copy for you. And then you just post every day, like twice a day on these, and you'll get inbound set of leads coming to you. Love digital bandit signs. We actually teach you how to do it. And do we have a free course?
Yeah, we do.
It's called freewholesaling.com. And you go there and you'll learn how to do it absolutely for free. On top of that, we have what we call bandit comments. Explain bandit comments.
This is one of my favorite ones. And I noticed this a while back ago. So a lot of wholesalers, the reality is they'll hire a guru, and the guru says, you need to go out and get like a social media specialist, and they're going to run all your advertising. It's going to cost you $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay. And they go out and they put up this, we buy ugly houses, whatever. Don't sue me, home investors. And then basically it's some ridiculous advertisement. And then people see it and they go, how quickly do you close in your house? Nobody ever comments. You know why? Because the wholesaler's doing their job. They outsourced it. They're paying $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And the people say, well, that's not my job to answer the comments. You have motivated sellers responding in the comments. So why don't I just go in there and go, hey, listen, will actually communicate with you. What's your contact information? Where are you at? And I try to get them offline on a DM, and then I try to get them on the phone. And guys, I've watched people run ads 6 months to 12 months. They've never responded to one comment, and there's 8 freaking leads sitting in there. So sometimes they think for 5 or 10,000, this social media company is doing everything for them. That's not their job. You've got to care more for your customers than they care for themselves. And if you just think everybody else is doing everything, guys, this business is not complicated. So basically what we do is we go into the comment section and says, listen, we buy houses. We're local in the area. We'd love to meet with you right now.
Put your phone number.
And boom.
Put your phone number.
Just keep taking them. I'm still watching ads in my marketplace. People, remember, they're spending $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and you're just riding on them. Now, it's fair game, guys, because they turn the comments on. If they didn't want comments, they can shut them off. If they're not going to respond to comments, it's your death on social media for leads. So I don't understand. And what happens is people are running before they've learned to walk. And this is a great opportunity for you to grab leads 100% for free. If you go, oh, that's stealing. It's fair game. They left the comments on. People make a comment. There is a lead there. Go for it. Get it. And I'm telling you guys, whoever wants it the most is going to get it, because if they truly cared about their business, they would have their own employees monitor it. But honestly, you want to go 6 months, 12 months without doing it? Actually, I've seen it so bad where they trash the entire company for like pages out and pages afterwards. So guys, listen, if you're paying for these ads on there, please leave the comments on so we can all take advantage of it, because it's the easiest money you'll ever take out there.
Can I give you guys the secret of how to do this? No. Back, well, I don't get these ads. That's what you do. Go to Google tonight. Search "Sell My House Fast, Jacksonville, Florida." Click. Go to Facebook. Search "Sell My House Fast." Search it. Just search in the search bar. 24 hours later, you'll start getting the ads. And all you got to do is scroll on Facebook for a second. You're going to see, I'm Johnny with Johnny Home Solutions, and I'll buy your property for cash. Comment. Is what literally I always put. Now, you don't do this because you're nice. I'm mean. I put, I will pay you more for cash. Phone number. And then sometimes I'll put, well, me and my partner Rick are actually looking to buy a couple more houses too. Here's my phone number. I'll pay more than this guy. I know it sounds rude, but you just want to get clicks and you just want to get calls. And I'm telling you, you do that, it'll work well. Another secret that I always talk about, Garrett has this, is pretty smart here. You go to the Facebook ads library. Don't do this for a wholesaling guru, because the wholesaling gurus don't want you to know how much ads and how much money they spend.
Yeah,
but so don't do that. That's really bad. I would never want you to do this. But go to Facebook ads library, and you can find people putting, some of these gurus have like 50 ads running at the same. Like, why are you running 50 ads? I thought you were making all this money wholesaling analysis. But that's for a different day. But I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you, go to Facebook ads, search your local competition. They're going to be running 30 ads. You can click on the ads. Actually click on them. And you'll find these posts, and you can just comment and then have a good day. That's all I can tell you. And it's so funny, but it's really easy to do. And you can just go out here, and I mean, I will do it right now, but I'm not going to post someone's thing because I don't want to get sued. But I'm just telling you, you guys can go out here and do it really easy. And so there's called bandit comments. You know, it's not probably good practice to go on someone's bandit sign and then just like write on it. Yeah. I'll pay more. Here's my phone number. But you can do it online, no problem. Right? It's all digital.
It's fair. It's free. And here's the thing is, someone will come in the market. They'll do it usually between 3 and 6 months. They all run out of money, by the way. There are a few legit ones, but for the most part, it's someone who got excited. They usually hired a guru. The guru told them to use this agency so they get their kickback, and then bam. I'm just telling you guys, I've watched it for 4 or 5 years now. There's always someone coming in my market using this, and not very few of them pay attention. Actually, I'm shocked when they delete the comment or they respond to it. Bro, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I got somebody who's actually awake. It's very rare though.
The worst I always see is someone commenting, that guy who running the ads, who's spending $4,000 or $5,000 a month on this.
Yeah.
Go do your own marketing, or go find your own person. You try to steal my stuff. Guess what happens when the person who's looking to sell their house sees that? This guy's really rude.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the one guy. I'm telling you, you got to be sweet with it. But if you can do like one of those a day, remember, this person's getting 15,000 views. They go to the comments saying, is this guy legit? That's what they do, right? Is this guy legit? Oh, John will pay more?
They don't care, man. They just want their house sold, and they want their problem solved, depending on how much they want. But it's a lead. Now, a lot of times you're the first comment. That's not the best place. Sometimes you get in that sweet spot 3 or 4 down because they don't track it. And I'm telling you, you guys can find somebody in your market that's doing it right now. We watch it all. They just come and go. They come in and out. I've watched it for 3+ years. It's free, guys. And those ads get traction, so you might as well. So if I'm looking at an ad like that, the first thing I'm going to look, if I was a motivated teller, I'd look in the comments to see if they're even legit or they respond.
That's it. Bingo. Literally, it's just like someone's doing direct mail and you're a postal worker and you just put a little stamp on it that says, I'll pay more with your phone number on it. And then the person, they get their postcard and there's a little sticky note.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I buy it. That's what you're doing. And, you know, a lot of people say that's bad, unethical. You know what? I could care less. What I'm telling you is I do believe it is ethical as possible, because the comment section are there, you know? And the one thing I can tell you, it's a free way to get wholesaling deals. And when I tell you in this video, I'm giving you everything I possibly can to give you the top chance of getting a wholesaling deal for free. That's an opportunity I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to go make it a secret or put it behind a course. I'm going to give it to you for free, because this is stuff you need to know. No one else in wholesaling talks about that method. Isn't that weird? No one else talks about digital bandit signs. Nobody does it.
Well, you've got to put the information behind a firewall, so you can put your ATM or your credit card in there to give you the information. Guys, the reality is a lot of the stuff that you see is like some of our methods. I know they're not the sexiest, but like we do what works. So since I'm not selling you a course, I can just tell you the truth. The reality is most of the teaching methods come out, especially in the wholesaling part. It's just regurgitated, retitled. And here's the theme. The theme for 2023 and going into 2024 is I've got an easier way to do it. Listen, how many times have people tried to sell you? Remember it was the 8-minute abs, and then with the 7-minute ads, 6 minutes ads, and then there was like 5 and 4-minute ads. Here's the secret.
Abs.
You just got to work them. You got to work them. Like it's never going to change. So many people before us has laid out the groundwork. And if you look at working out, like you look at wholesaling, if you think you're going to cheat the system, I don't have a pill for you. I don't have a magic fairy dust I can sprinkle on you. But if you truly want to put in the work, we can show you how to do it. but everything I see is like it's relabeled. And when people relabel stuff and they name it after animals and all this other stuff, it's really just, so number one, they can take credit. So you have to pay them. And number two, it makes it confusing as heck. And when it's confusing, people think that's a guide and the person that's going to solve it. I'm telling you guys, clear and precise action is what you need. The last thing you need is some secret way. And if the only way you can get a secret is pay someone for it, and after you pay them, then they're going to give it to you, you're in for a world of hurting, man. I'm telling you, there is no secrets in this business. Everything is relabeled, and everything is, how can I make it easier? I'm sorry, guys. Honestly, you should ask yourself, how can I actually do the work so I can outperform every one of these wholesalers? And the person that rises to that level, the ones that make it, the ones that just want it super easy. Oh, I'm not going to do wholesaling. This guy or gal showed me a way that says I don't even have to deal with wholesaling. I'm like, okay, you're just coming back to me. I promise you.
I will tell everyone though, I really do appreciate everyone who is doing bandit comments. Some of y'all will get ads from wholesaling gurus and you just put freewholesaling.com on the bottom. I love it. I appreciate it. It's great trolling.
They get really
upset. I will tell you, the gurus will block you because the gurus, they make all their money off of Facebook ads. And if they lose money from it, they will block you. And so just be careful with that. I see these guru ads and like I go to the comments, there's like 15 comments talking about freewholesaling.com. Y'all are really funny, but they will block you really bad.
And they get really upset.
If I'm just like, if you want to get blocked from a guru, that's the fastest way to do it. Yeah. Don't even mention our names. But I want to give my appreciation to everyone that does that. I think it's hilarious. I get a lot of trouble for.
I think of people blocking you because you share free information. It's just because it's counterintuitive to what they're pitching, and like they have the right to do it. Don't get me wrong, but like don't get me started.
It's funny, but I appreciate everyone on there. So number 2 here, come on, code violations, guys. These are just ugly houses. What's the secret to this? Code violations are just like Santa Claus. I call it the Santa. Screw it. We got to sell a course, right? All right. We'll call it the Santa Claus list. You know why I call it the Santa Claus list? Because code enforcement is like Santa Claus. They make a list, they check it twice, and they start charging you crazy prices for you. And then Santa Claus has little elves that run around in their cars looking for ugly houses, and they put it on the special list. Am I wrong?
Well, I think it's more neighbors tattling on each other.
No, but like it's insane. And
actually, you know what? I saw when I first started in wholesaling, someone pitched me on a code violation course. I will give credit. I have never seen one since. With me saying that now, someone's going to release something. I'm going to show you how to do code violations for $7,000. I don't think I haven't seen a code violation course, which actually excites me. Guys, it's really straightforward. Go get your code violation list from your city or county. Skip trace them, call them, reverse driving for dollars, whatever you got to do, cold call. That's it. That's your course right there.
Code enforcement, just FYI for everyone watching this, code enforcement will literally go out here. No joke. They will have people in their office drive around, look for ugly houses, start charging them $30 a day when these people have no money, and they'll rack up $2,000-$3,000 fines. And these people need to sell their house because they're ugly, right? Your neighbors will tattletale, bring it to code enforcement.
Yep.
And then the elves bring it back to Papa Santa, Mr. Code Enforcement, and they'll make a special list. And I can go to code enforcement and say, hey, Santa Claus, can I get your special list of ugly houses? Sure, Billy. And then they give it to me. Sometimes they're more difficult to get, but I literally treat it like a Santa Claus gift because it's a list of all houses. This guy has tall grass. This guy has structural damage. This guy has mold all over his house, right? This is a nasty house. The pool is caving in here. There's windows here. I just get a list of all this stuff. It's insane. And you get it for free.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about this. No one ever wants to talk about this list. Isn't that crazy? Code violations are an amazing list to be going after. And if you're not pulling it, you're not doing well. So go to your local code enforcement office, ask for all active code violations for the past 30 days. That's all you have to do. Now, remember, your county has a code enforcement office and also the city if you're living in. And so, for example, if you live in Miami, there's the city Miami code enforcement and there's the Miami-Dade code enforcement. One does it for the county, one does it for the city. If you want to know if your city has a code enforcement, just see who your local police sheriffs or police office is. If you have a city of Miami police department and then you have a Miami-Dade county police department. That means police departments and code enforcement are actually law enforcement agencies. I know it's scary, but it's fine. And you actually know about them very well. So code violations are great. Now, to break down our number one list, we got to sell a course, right? So what we're going to do is Johnny, our acquisitions guy, he can't be doing any discovery calls right now because we're going to have to pay him 20%. That's ridiculous, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the method, and then we're going to do a Zoom. Okay, we're going to do a Zoom webinar. Yeah. And then we're going to show them the special list, and then we're going to sell them for $5,000 at the end of it. Okay. Yeah. Sound good? All right. Cool.
Just call it a group mastermind afterwards.
What's the llama method? Okay, great. So there's a special list, and only the llamas know this, right? Everyone that buys my course, we're called llamas, right? And so what you got to understand here is this is a secret. You see the llama here? This is how cool it is. This is how secret it is, right? I have a logo. And so if you purchase the special course, I'll show you how to get this magical list that has made us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Majority of all my $100,000 wholesaling deals, and this is me not joking, are from this special llama list. Okay. You have found the secret of the llama list, that it has given you millions of dollars, right? And talk about the llama list for a second. Don't mention the name. We got to call it llama. We got to sell.
Yeah, I can't do this, man.
You can't? Okay, fine.
I can't do it.
I'm trying to
that's the problem, guys. The amount of crap coming out with like names on it. Like, listen, I'm all about education, and honestly, if they charge for it or not, that's an individual rights. But the problem is when you regurgitate old crap and you put like a spin on it and you make it seem like you created it on your own. Guys, we all learn something from somebody else. We are, even like Elon Musk, he did not invent the electric vehicle.
No, he didn't invent Tesla. He didn't.
I know. Tesla. I'm just telling you guys, like, let's just, why can't we just be brutally honest? A lot of people taught me wholesaling. And honestly, when I work with you guys every day, I learn something new all the time. Remember, either you're learning or you're dying. There's no in between. Like the day we're born, we're all scheduled to die. You've got to make the most of it. You have to make it work. But like, are we just so selfish as human beings? Like, I found a method and I have to charge you to do it. It's ridiculous. We all learn it from somebody else.
So this list, we're going to keep this up. All right. This llama list. Okay. This is a list that personally that I have used that has the most motivation. You make the most per deal, and most wholesalers aren't even doing it still. And this is one that we're making at least $50,000 each deal we're doing. And this is one you can do absolutely for free. The title company will take care of any of the issues for it. It's called the llama list. This is your top list. This is my top list. We make the most money on it. It's called the llama list, right? If I call it the llama list, are you going to pull it now? Is this what I have to do like a baby? Oh, look, it's a llama. Go do this. Buy my course. It's what gurus do. No. Okay. Duh. You already know what this is.
That's why we call it a government
list. It's the probates.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's not the llama list. It's the pro. If I put llama, is that you're going to pull it now? Look how cute it is. No, probates, guys. Come on. Pull the probates. Let's talk about probates.
Probates are a no-brainer. And my only regret is I didn't start them when I started wholesaling. The reason I did them is I didn't understand them, and they kind of scared me. So I always felt like I was going to be an ambulance chaser. And then after a while, basically doing my books, doing my accounting, doing my taxes, my accountant says, you need to do more deals like this. I'm like, what are you talking about? Went and researched it. I found the 3 biggest deals I did that year were probates. Here's the difference. I did them by accident. I actually got them off driving for dollars. Once I decided to target probates and I figured it out, I had to figure it out. I got a lot of no's, guys. I got rejected multiple times at the county to even pull these lists. Once I got good at it and I figured out what my niche, I created a hook that was irresistible, and it was the truth. I found the biggest problem in probates when wholesalers have to deal with sellers, and it's usually the attorney telling them you have to wait till the probate's complete. It is a 100% lie. And we use that as a marketing tool. We use it in our letters, and we use it to get appointments with people. And I teach you how to vet your title company and how to have you look up your state statutes to do probates. Listen, if you're the type of, so here's what it's like. Hey, Zach, I really want to buy your house, and I know you want to sell it to me. You've already agreed on the price. Let's go ahead and get the contract done. And you go, no. I have to wait till probate's done. You got a choice as an investor. You go, okay. And so if you learned me and Zach's method is you have to overcome the objection. You can't just walk away from it and go, hey, did you know that in the state of Florida that you actually have the right to sell your property even before the probate's
A
complete?
lot of states have that too.
Yeah.
Most
Is that
states.
something that's interesting
Yeah.
to you? Great. I tell you what, why don't we meet tomorrow morning and I'll show you in person on how to do it. And I get to know you a little bit better. Is that something you want to work with me on? That's it, guys. Do you see where you go, okay, I'll wait till the probate's over. You wait till the probate's over. You ain't getting a wholesale deal because the title's already transferred and then they put it on the market. You are helping people that don't want to pay the mortgage, don't want to pay the utilities, don't want to pay the insurance, don't want to maintain the property. They just want to get it done. That's the type of seller we're looking for. If someone's swinging the bat for full price, you're probably not getting it anyways. Guys, probates, probates, probates. Why? Because they're 3 times the profit of your average assignment contract. So if I can just get you to do 1 or 2 a year, I can massively change your life. $50,000 to $100,000 deals, they are in probates. Now, it doesn't mean that's the only thing you do. And here's the cool thing with probates. They don't require a lot of money. They do require some energy. And you can do this even with multiple full-time jobs. I'm telling you, it's easy. You just got to learn to talk to people. We teach you all how to do it at freewholesaling.com.
I tell you guys all the time, you have to start doing this. Start learning how to pull the probates. freewholesaling.com. We break it all down step by step. And now, if you want to start pulling probates, you want to learn how to do it the right way, you go to freewholesaling.com. You see right here, it's our free wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com. Heck, I'm not going to explain it too much because I think we've said it so many stinking times. Hundreds of thousands of people in it. We'll show you step by step how to wholesale houses the right way. But guys, just do the work. That's all I can tell you. And I challenge everybody watching this. Every single 7 of these lists, you should pull them all, skip trace them all, call them, and text them. That's it. If you're broke, you got no money, you can't even drive for dollars, pull all 7 of those lists. Today, okay, start pulling them, skip trace them, and call them. How do I skip trace for free? You go to cyberbackgroundchecks.com or you go to truepeoplesearch.com. You got no money. Now, we taught you dmzac.com's got free skip tracing now for 70, 80 bucks, whatever it is. You can get pretty much tens of thousands of skip traces for free. But what we're going to do today is show you. So the biggest issue I see wholesalers have is, oh, Zach, I can't pull this list. I don't have a lot of time. I got all these issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give out today 50,000 skip traces for free. And this is, I've already told you this as a joke, but like I have Deal Machine. So I have dmzac.com. And so I can get 500,000 skip traces every month for free, basically. That would usually cost the average wholesaling person 15 cents, right? Deal Machine used to be 17 cents. And so it would have cost me $85,000 in skip tracing. I get every single month now. I got Deal Machine, right? 17 cents for 500,000.
You're talking about 1 month or the year?
No, if I had 500,000 records in a month.
In a month, yeah.
That's 85 grand for the month.
85 grand, dude. That's big money.
And that's $1 million of skip tracing a year.
I mean, this has really changed the game.
But so what I'm going to do is if one person, not if, but when, if you can send me, and I promise the first person to do this, okay, we're going to do a race here. Okay, the first person, I will give my word, I will give them 50,000 skip traces for free. All right, that's 50,000 if you're going to do 17 cents.
Well, some people won't have a list that big.
Let me show you 50,000. 8,500 bucks if you went to another service. 8,500 bucks for free. All you have to do, and I will verify this, okay? Because I can check the dates on this, all right? If you can poll right now for me, all right, we're gonna go down this. If you can give me a master list and you got to send me 6 CSVs, the first person that does this, it'll probably take 24 hours. I could probably announce it Tuesday. If you can pull me fire damage properties, but they have to have dates on them because I'm going to look the fire damage properties for your market. All right. I got to see if you just pulled it because I can tell from the dates. The CSV, it has to include these. It has to include the pre-foreclosures. It has to include a bunch of liens that are at like very close to right now, right? And then your code violations, and then most importantly, your probates. Get 50,000 for free. Easy, simple as that. The first person that can pull those records, you have to do it though. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll give it to you guys for free. 50,000 of skip traces. And so the only problem you're going to have is just calling. That is it. Easy as that, right? I don't know what else to tell you.
Be like, well, you're going to call on those lists when you send it. Dude, I'm not going to call on your list.
So send it. So what's the email? Send it to, can you type that? Support.
I got it.
Just do support at flipwithrek.com. Nope. Yep. Support at flipwithrek.com. That's it. Support at flipwithrek.com. And heck, we'll do this. All right. I'll be nice. You're probably not going to have 50,000. So if I have 100 people, all right, so I could probably give, how much is that?
You can share the love.
I'll share the love. Depends how much time I got. But if 100 people, the first 100 people, if it's only 500, I'll just give it to everyone. I don't really care. All right. We'll give it to you guys. All right. 50,000. We're going to spread the love here just to show you, like, if you go out here and use dmzach.com, you get the same thing. It's pretty easy.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's 50,000 skip traces for free just from this one. You have to pull all of those and show me they're really active and really close. I'll give it to you guys for free. I'm picking no favorites, no Flipper Plus people only, right? Just whoever, I don't care. First person to do it, they'll get it, right? And then if you don't have 50,000, which I know for a fact you're not going to have 50,000, I'll give it to the second guy, then the third guy, then the fourth guy. And then you can just test it out, get some deals, and then that'll be great, right? Now, that's not the kicker. All right. Here's the kicker though. All right. Can you change that? I got it. Now, what we're gonna do here, we are close to 100,000 subscribers. And so what we're gonna do too is once we hit 100,000 subscriber, this is gonna be hard to prove, but I want somebody to prove this. If you can be my 100,000th subscriber,
how do you figure that out?
You know, it's going to be somebody that I've never talked to, unfortunately, but it's true. I think it's just gangster to do. So I'm doing it. My 100,000th subscriber, I'm going to give them 100,000 skip traces for free. Pretty cool, right?
Be cool if you find out the first subscriber too.
Well, that was
I know.
me. I was the first subscriber.
Okay, second. Well, that might have been
the
me.
second, and then
There
my
you
mom
go.
was third. Okay, so and my sister was 4. Okay, so the first top 5, and my grandma I think was 5.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you ain't top 5, all right. But what I can tell you is, my 100,000 subscriber, you're going to have to prove it to me. It's going to be like 99. You click it and it turns into 100, right? A lot of people can fake that. So, for example, if it's like, I'll give an example. Like if it's, let me look in the comments here. And like if it's like Xavier, I'm gonna know it's Xavier. You ain't the first person, okay?
He's already subscribed.
He's already subscribed.
Anyways.
Unfortunately, he can't win it, right? This is gonna be for my. Hopefully, it's a brand new wholesale. I'm gonna give him 100,000 skip traces for free. It doesn't cost me anything. I'm just being honest because I just use dmzach.com. But I'm gonna do that. All right, pretty gangster, right? You'll probably have to record the screen and see, but.
Yeah.
You'll have to be my 100,000 subscriber, and that is on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel.
It's only like 230 away, so it's going down in the next few days.
Yeah, and so Brandon just posted that. See, guys, I'm gonna look you up. If you guys are on the comments, I'm probably not gonna make you the winner.
Don't unsubscribe, dude. That's
unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I'm gonna look it up. But like, it's gonna be someone. Hopefully, we can try to prove this.
Yeah, that kind of.
It's gonna be pretty gangster.
Don't unsubscribe.
And so we'll figure it out. But 100,000 for my 100,000th subscriber, they're going to get 100,000 skip traces. And so that's pretty, I think it's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
So subscribe to it and to the Flip with Rick YouTube channel.
Yes.
And yeah.
Make it.
Let's get it. So go to Flip with Rick on YouTube and subscribe. And yeah,
guys, keep it legit because we've never ran any advertising. All our subscribers are legit from what I know, and we've taken a lot of time and energy, but it's tribute to you guys that our message gets out. We help a lot of people. So subscribe. It helps other people like you find freewholesaling.com so they don't have to navigate the minefield of gurus.
And
just
don't feel like this is the only time I'm giving
grab.
away. I have 500,000, so I can give a lot away, and I can just get another account on DMs. It's so cheap. I can just do it.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to have another video where it gets like, 1,000 people watching live. And then I give basically what is it? If I have 1,000 people watching live, let's say 500 people, no, let's say 1,000 people watching live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give like, let's say with 500,000, right? For 1 month, I can do this. Or 1,000 people watching live, I can give each person each person that watches 500 skip traces for free. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's great.
That's insane.
You guys got to go out and get leads.
That's what we're trying to do. We're just, the reason why we're doing this is to show you how dmzac.com works. But like, the truth is, being honest with you, I can't skip trace 5,000 records. It takes me. dmzac.com is right there. It's like that's kind of the point here, right? Yep. Now, I still love batch. I love PropStream. I use all those for the data pulling, right? For a lot of these lists, I'm still pulling on PropStream, listari.com, and then pouring it into dmzac.com because the dmzac.com data is great, but the list I'll just give you the honest truth. We've just been pulling from PropStream for so long that I'm not making crazy changes until I see crazy change results. So I'm probably still, for the life of me, still going to pull my data from zacdata.com and listari.com for the comps and things, then use dmzac.com for the other things on that they have. So it works really well. And so, go to dmzac.com if you want to go check that out with the free skip tracing. Pretty cool. So be 100,000 subscribers. That's going to be kind of cool. But I mean, it doesn't really mean anything because we're just going to be helping more wholesalers. So So let's get it going and let's break down. Let's answer some questions here. And Rick says digital zebra method. That's a good one.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Evan says, Rick, my buyer backed out of me in the Coral Springs deal. Could you help me? Support at Flip with Rick. We'll probably get hammered with emails though. But
yeah, I mean, hopefully you
put it in the title Coral Springs deal and you can probably search it up.
I'll look it up, but you should have hopefully you had some sort of earnest money deposit because buyers just can't walk that. And honestly, it means if they walked with a deposit, you have options because you can go back to the seller. But if he was never locked in, never left the deposit, it means you never really did it correctly with the buyer. So we just got to learn from the mistake and try to avoid it in the future. It happens. The only times it happens when you don't do what we tell you to do, because buyers are liars until they prove otherwise. It's just, unfortunately, this is the game we're into. Everybody's a cash buyer. So if someone's leaving like a $5,000 non-refundable deposit, they usually don't play around once they put it in there. If you give them loosey-goosey terms and don't require a deposit, this is the outcome you're going to get every time. So exactly. Send it over. We'll look.
Rudy says, Zach, I'm an idiot wholesaler. Can't figure out how to load PropStream into DM skip tracing. You have to export the so you select all of them in the list. And there should be an export CSV button. PropStream is amazing. Customer service listri.com.
They'll walk you through.
They'll help you out really well. On top of this too, you might be asking like, Zach, why are the only person talking about this? Tell you the truth. Most gurus are too scared because they're beholden to any software company and their mom. I'll tell you, Deal Machine, Batch, PropStream, I'm not beholden to any of them. I've already told them. I'm like I've already told.
We promote the ones that work in our business. I've
told them I still use all of them. I use all of them, and I'll tell you if one starts going behind the other, I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you the truth. Like I've said, PropStream, I found the best direct mail data when it comes to pulling demographics data, things like that. Batch is still second to none on this. And so even if you want to get the hot, I love dmzac.com skip tracing, but I'll tell you straight up, and I've always said this, if you want the best skip tracing, pound for pound, not dollar for dollar, but pound for pound, Batch leads. If you want the best for your buck, it's probably gonna be dmzac.com now. Mm-hmm. But if you should be having all these software, that's my opinion of it. But if you're running a bigger operation, like best comps and things, Batch still is probably the best comps feature you could possibly have. And it's they all have big advantages, but it's kind of to the point now where it's everyone's like PropStream versus Batch. I'm like, it's a Lowe's hammer versus the Home Depot hammer.
Yeah.
We can talk about the quality of steel on the hammers, but they're hammers. It's more about the person with it that does it.
And you'll find most gurus are married to one service over the other, and they're loyal to it. And basically, in my eyes, they become an employee for that company.
Coaching clients from them. So
yeah. And so me and Zach never committed to any of those deals. We're going to use what works best, and we're going to recommend to our people what's helped our business out. And that's the only way we guide it. So we don't care. Honestly, as you said, some have better like niche products within it. And
But what we're talking about here is most likely because DMZac.com is giving away free skip tracing, very high quality. This is going to probably force hopefully other software companies to give out free skip tracing of their own. And guess what? I'm not speculating or anything, but if I find another software company that's big, that's giving out the free skip tracing with even better results, I'll be the first person to tell you. I will.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm giving everybody an FYI right now. I'm not beholden to any software skip tracing company or whatever. I'll tell you, as of this video, if you don't have a lot of money, but you want to get skip tracing paid for, I'd probably do DMZac.com, right? Now, if you're a guy you're making all your money cold calling, want the highest quality data, you're probably going to have to go through ZachData.com, right? If you want to do direct mail, I'm probably going to point you towards listrei.com, right? And so I have all the softwares. I still actively look at them. We test it out. We have hundreds of thousands of wholesalers who work with us on this. We're always going to test it out, and I'm always going to tell you the truth. And so that's not true. Now, most gurus will never talk to you about this. Some of them own software companies where they make all their money skip tracing, so they physically can't even speak about it. So I know some people that talk about skip tracing that if they ever promoted this, they would get. I can't say that. There's things I can't say, but
we're wholesalers, guys. We're wholesalers.
If they talked about DMZac.com giving away free skip tracing, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of them, they wouldn't be gurus anymore. And so they have to be quiet. They're punching the air right now. And you know, it makes gurus cry. And I like seeing a guru cry. It makes me happy. So, hey, what are you going to do? I'm telling you guys, I came here to kick butt and to flex on broke wholesaling gurus. And I've already kicked a bunch of butt today. So that's all I can tell you. And so just go here. We'll help you out. So let's go here. All right, see what other questions we got here for the people. Omar says, in Washington State, they told me that probates are not public information, and I had to run a query. Omar, what you need to do is go to the public dockets. Very important. Go to public dockets. If you go to the public dockets, you will be able to probably get a list of all the schedules of the probates. That's another really good way around that too. Victoria, got a fire damaged house right now in North Carolina. Awesome, awesome. Shout out to you. Let's see here. Let's see here. You can get it from the free course. Basically, everything's from the free course, honestly. And so let's do some one-on-ones really quick. If you guys want to talk to us one-on-one, you just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. This is our Facebook group, which teaches you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free on here. Let's go here, share our screen. Here's Wholesaling Houses for Real. All you got to do is scroll down here. You click my awesome face. You click join here, and you'll be joined to talk to me absolutely for free inside of StreamYard. So, got Will.
Yeah.
Will, how are you, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
I'm blessed. How can I help you out?
Beautiful. Hey, I had a quick question. Well, first of all, I've got a house that I've got a buyer for. Got the buyer inked. We should be closing here in about 2 weeks. So that's a beautiful thing.
Congrats, man.
Second thing, yeah, appreciate it, man. It's all thanks to you guys, man, and all your help. I appreciate it. Second thing, I have another house that I'm looking to get under contract. This house has a mortgage balance of like $25,000 and about liens. All they is $40 to cover it out money. I'm having trouble finding the ARV just because
Well, I got to kick you out. You got to go back in.
Realtors.
Well, your audio is really bad, so I'm going to kick you out and just come back in like 5 seconds. Is that okay?
Try it.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
He's got to come back in and do the audio. And so I'll wait for him to answer his question, but he's in the guru matrix. He's trying to get out of it. The guru's got him in the matrix.
It's like every third word of
Well, the gurus are he's already getting deals for free, and the gurus are like, jam his signal, jam his
jam
signal.
the signal.
Don't let people know he's getting free deals from Zach. He's going to make his first deal from Zach for free. Jam the signal. That's what they do. I'm telling you, there's probably a guru van outside here in the studio. They're trying to actually jam our signal. They're trying to throw an EMP at us, but we aren't dealing with it. You know, I don't care.
EMP. Electronic, magnetic.
It's like from Call of Duty. They got like the grenades and it
I'm out.
stops from the.
I'm out.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
That's
Okay.
way
A little bit better.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Anyway, so I've got a property that I can get under contract. The issue is there's about $40,000 worth of what did I say? There was 25 in the mortgage, and then 15,000 in liens. All they want is the $40,000 to get out from under it. They've been out of the house for about 9 months.
Okay.
So it's been vacant. They had somebody who was actually trying to purchase it with a creative finance or whatever, but they kind of backed out on the deal and haven't been back for like 9 months. So the house just been sitting.
Okay.
What do I do in that situation if all they want is 40 grand, but I can't figure out the ARV because of where I'm at? I'm having trouble figuring out what the house is actually worth.
They want the $40,000 price or $40,000 after everything.
40 grand's what they owe.
No, they want they want 40 grand. All that's all they want is 40,000.
Wait, 40,000 price or 40,000 net?
Yeah, 40,000 price. That's what they want. Because there's about $15,000 in liens and 25,000 and that's left on the mortgage.
So is it just a single family house?
Yes, it's a single family house. It's a 2-story. It's about 2,400 square foot. It has some damage. Obviously, it's been sitting for 9 months. So it definitely needs some work. But I think the intriguing part for me is that the house also includes the lot 2 houses down from it. So there's an empty lot down there as well that they're also selling with the 40,000. So it all comes together as a package deal. I didn't know if that sounded like something I should move forward with the whole lien deal, or
what state? What type of market you in? What state? You don't have to give your exact market, but
I'm in Missouri.
Okay, are you doing this? Yeah, is it local or virtual? Is this local?
It's actually local. It's local. Yeah, I just went by the house last week.
Wait. You're not working with Hector on this, right?
No.
No. Okay.
So you just got to figure out what the repairs are roughly. And I would look at what it rents for. And then just look around the area. So you're saying there's not a lot of comps in the area?
I mean, there might be some comp. The only thing is that with the repairs and all that stuff, it's kind of hard for me to, tell what I'm gonna be able to make on the deal, or if it's even worth messing with. I mean, there aren't any issues like roof caving in or something or anything like that. It's just it needs a lot of interior work, mostly cosmetic, and with any old house, it's going to need.
Yeah, you got to add those numbers up. You can do approximations. You don't need exact numbers, and you just start with what the dang thing would rent for. Because your worst case scenario is just sell it to a landlord, and figure out what he would get on month for a 2,400 square foot house in good condition. Obviously, he's going to have to factor in what he put in repairs on it. So you're thinking like $50K, or like it's going to be north of that?
I would say probably on the high end, 50,000.
Okay, so we're at 25 plus 15, that's 40. So just say 100K gets it in like rentable status. So I would just look and see what that size house, because it should be in good shape, because someone's probably going to put a new roof on it, new flooring, new HVAC, all that, and see what it rent for. And if it has positive cash flow on it, meaning say it rented for, just to keep for simple sake, $1,000 a month, and it brought in a net of $9,000, and say somebody had to put 100 grand into it, they're getting double-digit returns when it comes, close to like a 10 cap, which is nothing more than the rate of return. Yeah. Start with that, and then start looking at other 2,400 homes. Here's where most wholesalers make the mistake. They assume it's going to be in perfect shape, like a brand new home. I assume it's probably an older home, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
So don't try to price it with like top-notch houses. Just do average run-of-the-mill houses, because if you put a new roof on, people love it, but it doesn't create a lot of value other than the safety feature on it. And just reverse engineer it from a cash flow standpoint. Because if you can make money on like a rental, the comps only go north of that and will support it. But when you get down to cash flow numbers, it's just the raw numbers. The worst case scenario, and trust me, I come across properties all the time in wholesaling. It's ugly. It doesn't work. It's never going to sell for retail. Let's figure out what it would make cash flow as somebody rented. So I got to assume it's in an area where people would be okay renting properties. And if it is, just start from there. And then you can go and look for other 2,400 square foot houses just don't look at anything like 2000 or newer because it's not going to be a good comp, in my opinion. They built houses differently back then. And then you can start looking at the comps because the comps should, the wholesale number on a cash flow is always going to be the bottom line number. What's the, what do they have it for a tax assessed value on the county site? Did you look?
No, the county site is really jacked up here in this area. It's almost impossible because you go to the site and you click on it and it's just a blue screen that has things you can click on, but nothing. It doesn't bring you anywhere. None of the links work.
Okay,
so I called down there.
Yeah,
I called down to the assessor, and they're not very good at. I mean, they can give you specifics on the.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just gives you a base, and it should be the most conservative base so people get fairly taxed. I use that as like a stop all, but some counties, the TAV, I wouldn't even pay that much. So on average in our market, TAV is about 25, 30% lower than what like retail numbers are on it. But honestly, look at the cash flow on it and just do a math problem. And if you can get double-digit returns, you're well on your way of like being in the right place. You just got to find someone. So,
or I have a simpler method.
Yes.
We can really complicate this. How about you just get the lowest you possibly can and see if the cash buyer wants to buy it on top of that?
I think he's at 40 right
now.
I know.
So 40 is the lowest.
You're not going to convince the seller to go down even more.
No.
You just got to lock the thing up. You're not.
Okay.
Actually, well, I have a question. Can you see in the future?
No, of course not.
Okay, I can't either. I want to know. Tell me if you know that. Nobody knows if a cash buyer is going to pay more than $40,000 or below that. Nobody right now is going to know unless you want to give up the deal. I say you lock up the deal. And this is what you do to the seller. I always do this on tight deals like this. Hey, Will, I need 40,000. Partner Rick, he does not want to buy at this. He really wants 30,000. I can't do that. I know. Let's do this. You know what? Let's make an agreement for 40,000. But my partner's still going to have to go buy the house and I'm going to have to do some convincing for him. He thinks this is really beat up. He's a little upset, but let's do the agreement for 40,000. I'm going to have to walk him through. I'm going to have to massage him gently and make him feel good. I'll buy him some Starbucks, right, or something, and he'll be in a little better mood, and we walk him through. He'll probably do it for that. Is that okay with you, Will? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now he knows, like, I got to convince my partner here, and you bring your partner through. And he kind of knows the deal, right? You're not like, I can do it. I guarantee it, right? You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do 40,000 and do it. I mean, well, man, you're here to make money, right? What gives you the best chance of making money right now? Locking it up for the lowest and seeing if a buyer can buy any more, right?
Yeah, you're never going to know until you do it. And on a deal that needs that much work, it's customary to bring people to look at it. Like when you got something that rough, like they expect you to bring someone to look at it. So it's a perfect reason for you to put a deal. But I agree, that's the bottom line number. The only thing you do is you look in the liens. There might be some negotiations there, but it's probably not worth it. So I would find out I would lock it up, give yourself enough room, bring some cash buyers through and see what you can get done. And then you can, if you have to re-engineer the deal, maybe even doing creative financing or something like that. But 25 grand's not really worth it to do creative financing, in my opinion.
Is that?
Yeah, definitely.
You got it, man.
All right.
Okay, man.
We'll
Appreciate it.
Let's know how it works out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Awesome. Shout out to Will, action taker there. We don't forget him.
Yeah.
He was wearing a Hector on the other deal. So, yeah. So, guys, appreciate it. Guys, make sure you email me to get that 50,000 skip traces. Be our 100,000 subscriber. That'd be pretty gangster. But yeah, I mean, we don't really celebrate that too much here. We're just here to help people out wholesaling houses. But do us a favor, help us get to that because it makes screws more upset. And that's kind of the point. So guys, go to freewholesaling.com and you'll learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. We'll see you soon.